Hamjambo, karibuni katika darasa la leo, karibuni katika somo la leo la Kiswahili. Welcome back to today's Swahili lesson. In today's lesson, I'm going to do something very simple. I'm going to remind you some of the words, or let me say some of the vocabularies that you might have forgotten from the very beginning when we started learning Swahili. So I'll call it vocabulary warm-up. We are going to warm up our brains, do some warm-up of some of the words that you might have forgotten in Swahili. So you remember when you started learning Swahili language, the very first lesson or the very second lesson, there are these simple vocabularies that you learned either from my channel or maybe from whichever source that you are learning from. And maybe you might have forgotten the meaning, you might have forgotten how they are used, So today I'm just here to remind you of some of the simple vocabularies in Swahili that are used when you first start learning Swahili language. So be sure they are not very hard, very, very easy, and you are going to, remind yourself of the same. So welcome once again. For those who don't know me, I'm Jacinta, your favorite Swahili teacher, and I welcome you all to learn Swahili with me. All right, so without wasting more time, let's get right into today's video, and I'll start by telling you the first word. So today I'm not going to do the writing because we are doing the revision. So it's more of you getting the pronunciation of the word and how it's used, the pronunciation and how it's used. Because I know you know how to write it, Yeah. But if you don't know anything, let me know down in the comment section the spelling of the word and everything you need to know. I'll be ready to answer. All right, so the first word that I have is Karibu. Karibu. Do you know the word Karibu in Swahili? What does Karibu mean? When you hear someone say Karibu. Okay, so the word Karibu has different meanings depending on how it's been used in a sentence. So Karibu means welcome. Karibu means welcome. If someone tells you, thank you so much, you need to say, you're welcome. Some say, some don't say, but it's important to use the word welcome. Even if you are visiting a friend will welcome you to their house by saying Karibu, welcome. So Karibu is a Swahili word which means welcome. So for those who had forgotten, Karibu means welcome. Okay, welcome, Karibu. Then the second word that I have, it's a greeting. Habarigani, Habarigani. Do you remember hearing this word in our first lesson? Habarigani, it's a greeting. How are you doing? Habarigani, Habarigani. Yeah, so let me know in the comment section, how do you answer if someone greets you? Habarigani. Then the third greeting is Hujambo. 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 How do you respond if someone says to you, Hujambo? Hujambo. That's another greeting. That's another word that I'm just reminding you of. So, Hujambo. It's a different greeting. Then the next one is Jina lako ni nani? A very short sentence. Jina lako ni nani? Do you remember when we were doing the self-introduction? How do you introduce yourself? Or how do you ask someone, what is your name in Swahili language? Jina lako ni nani? Jina lako ni nani? What is your name? Jina lako ni nani? That's how we say it. That's how you ask someone, what is your name? Jina lako ni nani? And in this particular sentence, Jina is name. Jina. So if I say Jina lako, that means your name. Jina lako. And I want to know, what is your name. What is that name? So I'm adding ni nani, jina lako ni nani. So that's how you ask someone. When you meet a new person, that's how you ask him or her, what is your name in Swahili language? Jina lako ni nani? Then how does someone answer? That's my next statement. How does someone answer? Like, my name is, jina langu ni, So you might have noticed from the question, there is something that changed. Lako, your, changed to langu, my, because I'm the one who is answering the question. So I'm saying, jina langu ni, my name is, so my, langu. And then if I'm asking the question, I'll say lako, jina lako, your name. So I hope you're getting it very simple. Jina lako ni nani? What's your name? Jina langu ni, my name is, and then you say your name, okay? All right. Then our next word is sawa. So you've heard many people say sawa, and you're wondering, what is this sawa? What is this word? What does it mean in Swahili when someone says sawa? Some people say it in style, sawa, sawa. Yeah, you can say sawa, sawa. So that means okay, simply means okay, sawa, okay. So it depends on how you are talking to someone. Maybe you are agreeing to something by saying okay, and in Swahili you can just say sawa, okay, sawa. Yes, in future we shall look at other different words for the same. Then if you want to ask someone, do you speak Swahili? Do you speak Swahili? Do you remember how to ask someone, do you speak Swahili? Do you speak Swahili? Unasema Kiswahili? Unasema Kiswahili? You can use the word sema. You can use the word ongea, which means speak or talk. Unaongea Kiswahili or unasema Kiswahili. Both can be used. And that's when you're asking someone if he or she speaks or knows Swahili. Unasema Kiswahili? Unaongea Kiswahili? Then, if you want to ask someone if he or she knows or speaks English, remember we have Kiswahili, but English is Kiingereza. Kiingereza. So you're going to ask this person, unasema Kiingereza? Unasema Kiingereza? So maybe you are from a different country. You just landed in Kenya. You just landed in Tanzania. Maybe you know a little Swahili and you want to know if that person knows how to speak English so that you are comfortable to do your communication. So you may ask, unasema Kiingereza? Do you speak English? Unasema Kiingereza? Do you speak English? So you just change the language depending on the particular language you want to ask about. English, Kiingereza, then Swahili as a language we say Kiswahili. Unasema Kiswahili? Do you speak Swahili? Unasema Kiingereza? Do you speak English? So I know you are able to differentiate between the two. Okay, then my next word is Zuri. 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 So you're wondering, what is this word Zuri? Means good. Zuri, good. Anything that is good. Nzuri, yeah, nzuri. If I greet you, habari, you can say nzuri to mean like you're good, you're okay. So nzuri simply means good. Nzuri. All right, that's very easy. Then I remind you of how to say thank you in Swahili. How to say thank you in Swahili, very simple. Who can say that in the comment section below? Who can say that before I even say it? In Swahili, we say asante. Asante. So someone has given you something, or you want to appreciate some service done to you or anything. You want to appreciate by saying thank you. In Swahili, you just say asante. asante, and that's thank you. Asante, thank you. And then the last word that I need to remind you of is how to say to someone goodbye. How to say goodbye to someone. Kwaheri. Most of the time, for those who have been following my channel, you've heard me use this word, especially when I'm ending my video. I say kwaheri. So kwaheri simply means goodbye. So when you are done speaking to someone, you want to leave, you can say to that person kwaheri, and that means goodbye. So that's how we say goodbye in Swahili. Kwaheri. Yeah, so those are some of the few vocabularies that I needed to remind you, that I needed, to do some revision and remind you what they mean. And that will help you as you continue, not to forget whatever you're learning from the start. So as you continue, you need also to remember whatever you started with. If you learn a new word, how can you use that word in a sentence? So doing practice makes it even better as you continue learning this beautiful Swahili language. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for those who watch each and every video that I post. Asante sana. Thank you so much. And I am asking those who haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. Kindly share this video. There are so many people who want to learn Swahili language. There are so many people who want to travel to Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, the Swahili speaking countries. Share a video if it's helpful so that a friend will also learn something, learn a few words. And also don't forget to like this beautiful video. So thank you, asante, until I see you again in my next video. Kwaheri.